Hello, everyone, and welcome to another exciting episode of The Dinosaur and the Dude, the only podcast in the fucking world with the shittiest audio with the most amazing content. Love that you all are listening to us, and we really appreciate it. So sit back and relax as we start this episode. Hey everyone, it's the dude. And I don't know if you picked it up on previous episodes, but I'm learning another language, and I have to admit, I suck at it. I've been trying to do it for years, and I suck at it. And maybe you do too. I don't know. I don't know how you are. Maybe you're even thinking about learning a new language. Cool. Let me tell you about Pimsleur. They are a solid learning option that you should really look into if you're trying to brush up on a language, learn a new language, or whatever your language journey is. I use Pimsleur. I wouldn't be talking about it if I didn't use it and didn't think it was pretty awesome. You can learn at your own pace. The audio lessons are about 30 minutes, and you have flashcards and timed little speed rounds, whatever floats your boat as far as being able to get you to learn the language. You're doing it on your own pace. But the way that Pimsleur does it with these lessons that you can do at least once a day, they're great. You're bound to get results. And that's why you can go on our website, The Dinosaur and the Dude, scroll down to the bottom, whatever page you're on, scroll down to the bottom, look for the Pimsleur link, click on that, and get a week for free. Yes, an entire week of Pimsleur for free. You start using that, you're going to start learning the language. And you're probably going to get it confident enough to start speaking it within 30 days. So take it from me. I use it. I love it. I wouldn't be recommending it. Use our affiliate link on The Dinosaur and the Dude. Click on that link. Get a week for free of Pimsleur. Start learning the language you've been screwing around and not trying to learn the right way. Start learning it and get going speaking another language. All right, that was it. Do it. TheDinosaur&TheDude.com. Click on the link, get a week free. If you don't, you're absolutely nuts. Now back to the episode.
Hey.
Hey.
So I don't know if you want to do this or not. If you want to do it while we're on pod, that's great. If you just want to do it while we're catching up real quick, that's fine too. But I'm fixing to drill a hole into my desk, like a big one.
Okay. Yeah, drill away.
Okay. I've already marked my spot. I just got to get the mic where it's going to, oh, hey, look at that. I can stand up.
Yeah,
I'm going to be doing yoga in here while I'm doing podcast.
Oh, wow. Yoga?
Okay. I brought my Dremel in too, just in case I needed it.
Just drill the fuck away.
So I've got my compound, my impact driver.
Yeah. Tell me at any point if any of this becomes code.
No, it's not code.
No, okay.
Now it's going to be loud. So hold on.
No, it's perfect time. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha, bitch.
Mm-hmm. No, this is perfect.
Now I need a vacuum because I got
this is perfect. We're leaving it in. Yeah, it's going to be amazing.
So this is what homos do when they get stoned.
This is
and they
all
have
about
extra energy because they're on steroids. This is what homos do.
Yeah, this is all about butchcraft right here.
This is butchcraft. God dang it! I need a twink here. I can mop my shit up, or sweep it up, or vacuum it up.
Really?
Wow. I also have coffee. I've got water. I've got everything. I think I'm good. I got a fan. I'm good to go.
Yeah.
I'm stoned as shit right now.
You're just what is it? Shit right now?
I'm stoned as shit right now.
Yeah. Nah.
No.
You right now?
Wow. What?
It's amazing. I would
Let me see.
never.
Is the hole big enough?
I would never have thought
The
that.
hole is not big enough.
The
Okay,
hole is
it's
not
better
big
to go
enough.
too small. You know, you can't waller the fucking thing out.
No, no, you
So I am
do.
going to need the Dremel,
Yeah, yeah. Do your thing again, because
which is super fun.
it's
It's
not
going to
big
take me a
enough.
minute. Have you been? Have you been?
Doing all right. Sane-ish, I guess.
Living the dream. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
that's
good. That's
all.
good. That's
What it,
all.
that's what
That's
it's
all I've been
all.
doing with my
That's what
whole
it.
self.
That's what it's all about. Dream living. Dream living.
You're like, bitch, you are high.
Well, I guess. You know it.
You're like, I wasn't going to say it, but
Yeah.
I was thinking it.
Um. Yeah, but I mean, other than that, how
Okay,
about you?
sweet. I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah.
Just chilling.
Okay. Well,
I'm
the,
getting used to my steroids.
okay. Yeah, I was gonna say you have started the steroids, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So
And I'm having withdrawals in the morning. Fucked up, right? I feel like a
steroid
crackhead.
withdrawals.
Yes.
I'm not being facetious. I really don't know what is that like. Well, I mean,
Well,
what?
for me, it means that I get a lot of pain in my back, and my back starts to spasm, and then I also have tremors.
Oh,
Yeah, good
that's
stuff.
what that is. Okay.
So
Hmm.
yeah,
Wow.
it's not really fun, but it's going to be okay. I think.
Yeah. I was gonna ask you
Who's
that.
that
So
Honda?
how does that work? Where I mean, do you get to a point where you come out of withdrawals, like your body's like, oh, okay,
Oh yeah, yeah,
we
yeah.
got
Because I take my medicine in the morning. So when I
yeah.
wake up in the morning, I am
Hmm.
hurting. I can barely function, and then I
Hmm.
get the steroids back in me, and the
Hmm.
tremors go away in about 45 minutes.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, good, yay, but still fucked up, right?
But yeah, that's why I was wondering, like, will it get to a point where you're not having that in the morning because you
I
are
don't know.
because you're
Maybe,
like
maybe if I get used to it. I
maybe
mean,
if
I'm
you
on a pretty high dose.
okay, maybe if you get used to it. Okay. Okay.
We'll see. I'll keep you
Yeah,
posted.
yeah, I was just saying
You
it's
know.
it's up for you know, we'll find out. At
Okay,
some
so I
point we'll
haven't
find out.
really.
You what?
I really haven't had the best luck with Dremels. So
No, you go ahead and do your thing.
no, I'm just saying, like if it comes off and I lose an eyeball on pod, then sorry
Mm,
guys.
mm. No, well, that's that's part of your commitment. Hey, I just lost an eyeball.
See,
I just lost an eyeball, but I'm finishing out this episode.
see, and you thought
So,
you had it hard with the whole compromise browser
right,
history.
right, right. I lost an eye for this bitch. Uh,
So what's on deck for today? Because I
so
could bitch
this
about
is
some stuff if you need me to.
because you what?
I could bitch about some stuff if you
Oh
needed
well,
me to.
there's room for you to do that. This episode is all for you. So there's room for you
Whatever.
to do that. What
No, you tell
what
me what you were thinking first, because
what
you've been
what
working
is
your fucking ass off.
what wouldst thou like to bitch about?
Well,
Mm,
I'm really starting to really dive into America's food supply. Maybe it's
okay.
because all I can think about is fucking food all
Right. I was
day.
gonna say the roids got
But
you consuming
but I
now, huh?
can't eat it, so I just analyze it and then I find out how bad it is for you.
Right.
Oh
So
god.
is that kind of like your way of, oh, I got this craving, but then you look for the downside of the food so that you can
Well,
like, yeah,
sure.
see, I don't need that. This is bad for me. That kind
I
of
mean, I
thing.
saw something just absolutely fucking terrifying on a social media platform.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what you saw, and I don't know exactly all the foods that you're looking into, but I will say this. I've
That
told
is
people.
my Dremel. That's not a vibrator.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it sounds like you are consuming something right now. Man, never mind. Um,
Slobbing down.
yeah,
Damn.
I've said it numerous times to people. If you don't grow it yourself, you
Oh,
don't.
you're fucked.
Yeah, you don't want to know exactly what it is. You're eating.
Well,
Go ahead, do it. Go ahead.
it
Do
got
it.
stuck in the hole. Hold on.
Yeah, it
I'm
got
going to
stuck in
stand
the
up for
hole.
this.
Of course. Of course, it got stuck in the hole.
This journal's just a little wider than I like.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, none of this is code.
Do you hear it?
Anybody?
Do you
None
hear
of
it?
this. Yeah, I hear it. Trust. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Yeah. Did you get it done? She probably cut the cord or cut the wire, and then we lost all forms of communication. Maybe, who knows? Feel like there's a possibility.
Oh my God. No, I'm here. I'm sorry. I hit the
No.
mute button when I was going in for my close up.
Oh no, we are all for the sound. No need to mute.
I didn't do it on purpose.
Oh, our
Yeah.
mistake.
I just grabbed the mic like I owned it.
Our
Well, I mean, I
mistake.
do because I didn't steal it. So, um, but yeah, I want to talk about food supply. I saw this video of this lady who had a Big Mac. She
Yeah.
had left it, it's been sitting out,
Okay.
like in a place, in her house, in her office, wherever, for a year and like a week or a year and a month. So it's been over
Sure.
a year.
Okay.
And she started looking at it.
Mm-hmm.
The lettuce was still green.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What? It hadn't wilted.
Mm-mm.
What?
Mm-mm. Yeah, that I'm not surprised about it. I, ever tell you my Krispy Kreme experience? Experiment?
No, but you're fixing to.
Well, so um, people love Krispy Kreme, and at a certain point, it was like over the top manic. Just people just, oh my God,
Gotta
you,
have it.
yeah, if you haven't had a donut if it's not Krispy Kreme, you clearly don't know what donuts are all
All
about.
right. Have you
But
ever been to Shipley's? No, you haven't. Move on.
see, there you go. People that are diehard Chipleys, they you can't tell them
I'm just
anything
saying.
either.
I mean, come on. It's that simple, really.
So I had this thing where it was like, okay, I don't like Krispy Kreme because it's just encased in sugar, over the
Right.
top. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm
No, no,
sorry.
no. You do your thing.
Ow, motherfucker. Yep. That sucks.
Yeah.
I gotta go for something smaller, dude, and I don't want to.
Okay.
I mean, this could be like so. This sounds so wrong, you
Mm,
know?
mm.
Does it?
I don't know. I mean, I guess it's what putting a hole in would do.
I get, yeah. I mean, you got a point. So tell me about your Krispy Kreme
Oh,
thing.
okay. So what I was saying is that uh, I had this theory. It's like, okay, I bet if you put this Krispy Kreme up, and I was in some office at the time, and I was like, yeah, put it on top of the like, put it right there on top of the cubicle wall.
Oh
And like
no.
two cubicles met, make that little T, right? So he's like, okay, put the
Right.
box right there. So it's balanced. It's not on top of anybody's desk. It's just right there. And they've had the donut right there in the box. As a guy bet at the end of this week, that donut will be exactly the way it is right now.
Oh, for sure. How long did y'all keep it up there? Because I know it was past a week.
So it was a week. It was a week because the other thing was somebody was like, I'll eat it. I was like, okay.
You're like, you
So
better fucking not. How
I
about
was
that?
I wasn't gonna eat it. And I was like, fuck it. And sure enough, my thought was is that it's so encased in sugar that um it air is not touching it. And so as sugar sits, it breaks down, and as the sugar breaks down, it becomes, for lack of a scientific term, it's liquid. It's starting to break down. It becomes more liquid. Well,
Oh, really?
yeah, the donut starts to absorb it, and so that way
Hmm.
it stays moist. So when the
Oh,
person got
okay.
it, so when the person got it a week later, it's like, oh yeah, it still feels fine. It feels great because when it's breaking down from the inside out. So the
Was it like
outer,
putty?
it's sort of like how when you melt sugar, it
Yeah.
becomes, yeah, okay, it becomes that consistency. It's just a nice little. liquid kind of
Like
syrupy.
almost a simple syrup.
Yes, exactly. Well, it
Okay.
does that. Well, that simple syrup is being absorbed in the donut, so the donut stays moist because of it. But on the outer surface of the sugar, it's still firm, like it would be when you get it from the shop. And so this person ate it and like, oh yeah, it's still the same. It's exactly the way it was a week ago. And I was like, yeah, that's my point. It they're horrible. They are they're there's so it's so much sugar in it on it that the donut itself never gets touched by the outside air or elements until
Isn't that fucked up?
all the sugar has been absorbed in the donut or the box.
So what would happen if you left it out open air?
It'd probably go quicker. And you probably would have bugs on it
Oh, sure,
that
like
are
gnats and
that
like,
are eating the sugar itself. And so we kept it in the box because I it was less of a possibility for someone to eat it um,
oh, sure, sure,
if it
sure.
was out in the open.
I don't know. You could have made an experiment out of it and like put a note on it that said,
Oh yeah, sure, experiment away.
be careful. You're in a lab,
Yeah, experiment
obviously.
away. But to me, it's always this thing where if you're not growing, if you're not doing your own crop growing, food source growing, you're really spinning the wheel in regards to all the things that are in it. I mean, especially when you look up the percentage of other things that are accepted to go in the food, like the amount of percentage of bugs, spiders, and whatnot and wood that can go into food and still be acceptable to put on the shelves.
Right.
That yeah. Ugh.
So not only is the issue, what they're putting in the food,
Mm-hmm.
but because of inflation, food is getting the cost to make food is getting more expensive or to
Mm-hmm.
process it,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's not a whole lot of things that they just rip out of the ground and hand it to you. I mean, they just don't do that anymore, They have to put some for fucking chemical or, fruit spray or some
Mm-hmm.
shit on it.
Come up with something else that will be able to mimic or be a better source for something that has now been depleted.
Right. So because people are having a hard time with inflation, they want to drop prices, but they're not really dropping prices. They may be making the like for instance, the manufacturers may be making the cartons bigger, but the ingredients actually have more fillers in them that
Right.
cost less.
Right.
So they're like getting the gnat's ass on this recipe, right? To
Mm-hmm.
try to cut corners and save whatever. But to what expense? To the expense of the people who are buying it. We're literally buying poison from people.
Well, yeah,
And that's not okay.
but it's flavored well. I mean, that's pretty much what it is that people.
I love you and I hate you.
But I mean, that's pretty much echoing the mindset of somebody that is like, yeah, but it tastes great. Like if you really break down what it is you're eating, it's like, yeah, but it tastes great, so who cares? I mean,
Right. Well, I mean,
yeah, yeah,
I used to eat Big Macs. I mean, of
uh-huh,
course I did.
mm-hmm.
Why wouldn't I? Right?
Yeah. I mean, they had all the
And
best
now I'm like
commercials.
mortified.
Yeah, it's a weird, it's a weird thing, especially when you look at like what you used to eat, what you eat now, and what's in it. And that's why I say, yeah, but it tastes great because you never blinked an eye when you were into eating whatever that thing was.
Oh, for sure. When I was shoving Whataburgers down my throat and little chicken strips from this place down the road that I'm sure is owned by Satan, it has to be.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
I was going to town.
Yeah.
Yes, please. I'll take an extra gravy. Thank you. What the hell, really?
Well,
What was I eating?
I think because people have to have that service immediately, you then have to figure out, okay, how can I address this need in the most efficient, effective, and affordable way? And somewhere in there, I need to also think about health, but I want to beat my competitors. So
That's so shitty, dude.
yeah, I'm not saying it isn't. I'm just saying that's the nature of food consumption. There's multiple documentaries out there that'll make you want to just just go so far away from food. But what's the
So
alternatives?
when have you seen fucking hell, what is that? It's one on Netflix. It's
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about?
yeah,
It's a food one.
yeah,
Oh, it's terrifying.
yeah.
It's fucking terrifying.
So
There's been a couple of them that have
there's
really gotten
several of
me.
them. Yeah, there's several of them, and for that, let me just say, um, one, here's the disclaimer. Okay, everyone, before we get started into this episode, whatever we might be talking about might be triggering. So here's the warning. Just be mindful of what we are saying is definitely something that we're not trying to trigger you on, but just some of the topics might be a little iffy in regards to,
Sensitive,
yeah, exactly. That's the word I was trying to say.
fragile, delicate.
Yeah, and we're not saying that you are. It's just that some of the content might trigger somebody in a certain
It's
way.
offensive.
We
I
do
get
talk
it.
about we talk about different things that happen to people that could be assaults or somebody could be killed or
We do
changed
try to give
or
trigger warnings though, so I'll give you
yeah.
the quick disclaimer.
Yeah. So
Um,
here's the yeah. So yeah, you all listen to her. The dinosaur is going to go over the disclaimer because I can't because I don't give a fuck. She cares way more. She cares way more than I do, even though she'll say the opposite. So you all
that's
just
true.
listen to the disclaimer. It's here for your benefit. Here's the dinosaur. Also, everything that we're saying in our episodes, unless we state otherwise, is all for entertainment. There's no there's nothing that we're giving away as advice or of a matter of fact that you should go out in the world and do your own thing. We're basically saying we're not responsible for whatever fuck ups you experience after listening to us and trying to do whatever the fuck we're talking about. That's on you. Okay. All right. Now she'll finish out the rest of the disclaimer.
Um, we don't know shit, and we don't try to say that we know shit. We like the internet, and it likes us, so we play together sometimes. But don't take anything that we say to heart. Don't take it as the gospel. Don't take it as an expert of any kind because we don't know shit. We just like to hang out and with y'all and talk about goofy shit or funny shit or scary shit or real shit or whatever shit. And
It's just all shit. Yeah.
it's all shit with the audio shit, you know? So,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's pretty much,
Yeah.
that's our moniker.
Okay. Yeah.
So, if we know that we're going to offend you, so we get that. At some point, we will offend somebody, and if we do, we're sorry. Find another podcast. Not that we don't want you here. It's just that if we're going to be in the habit of offending you, then we don't want to hurt your feelings. So,
Yeah.
but if you're not 18, please don't listen to this.
Mm.
And I think that might be it. There
Two,
we go.
two. Here's the rest.
Oh, very nice.
So here's what I say about people that are relaying. I mean, people that are people that are now finding the revelation of food.
Excuse
One,
me, I just sneezed.
that's always been the case. That's always been the case. So figure out how to make your own, and that be that. If you're not going to figure out
My
how,
eyes were not opened though.
if you're not going to make your own, then uh, then eat and enjoy. It's not. It's a thing
Right,
that
I understand what you're saying.
yeah.
I
It's
mean,
like I was in a relationship once, and you know
was this the pesca
where
something
was this the what?
pescatarian?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
No. Um, I don't know what the fuck she was. We were in bed, and no, I'm going to keep it for the kids
Oh,
anyway.
Jesus. And you had tuna? Or,
No, 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 no.
what?
You no.
Okay,
Okay,
sorry.
so see where you're going.
I
See,
know.
no,
That's
no,
why
no,
we just
no,
did the
no.
disclaimer and
I'm
told the little fuckers they had to go
I'm
away.
just saying. See where you're going. You're in bed, and you're like, okay,
Uh-huh.
this is what's up. This. Okay, eventually we're gonna lead to this. Hey, you know what?
Huh.
You know what we should do right now?
What?
Watch this documentary on food and how food is being how
Seriously?
exactly. See how me just recreating this? How you have the same reaction I had?
Like, I know. I know.
Like,
No, I definitely don't.
okay,
Next
wait,
suggestion.
okay, wait. So we we're we're, we're naked, and do you want to now watch? Yeah, it just came to
Documentary,
mind.
obviously. Yeah, you're like, that's exactly what I was
No,
thinking, right? I mean, of course,
it
babe. I was going to go get snacks
it
and
came to
everything.
mind, and I was like, oh my god, you need to see this right now, though. Right now, I need to see this
Right
right now.
now. I mean, is this like
Right? Yes, yes. Oh my
a
god.
bonus? Like
Yeah. Oh my god. One,
you
it's
want to take
gonna
a lap nap while
one.
I'm watching this movie real
No,
quick?
no. You're laughing, but I'm dead serious. One, it's gonna change your life. Two, you're not gonna be able to sleep after seeing it. What the fuck?
So we'll have
Wait,
plenty of time to fuck.
wait. What are you trying to do to me? One, I'm not gonna. It's gonna change my life, and you're not gonna want to eat ever again. Oh, okay. So you're trying to kill me? Then is that what you're saying?
You're like, girl, keep your pants on.
You're
It's
trying
fine.
to. Okay, wait.
You good, girl. You fine.
Like right now is when you want to watch a documentary that has severely pissed you off. Oh yeah, I'm pissed. I'm so pissed. I want you to be pissed with me. Oh, this is couples.
Oh, share the piss, love.
This is couples piss.
Yikes.
Couples piss. Oh, okay, got it. And I told her then I was like, look, if you think that all food is naturally grown and
Perfect and beautiful, just like us babies.
and there's no deformities, you obviously have never grown food. If you think that there's nothing wrong. Like you're thinking it's natural to have this much chicken in the world. You you don't know what's happening. You don't know what's going on.
Right?
This much cattle. So something has to be going on for that production level to be
Oh my God.
maintained. And every time you see
So
chicken breast,
scary.
is every time you see chicken breast, think about what was the size of the chicken that this breast was attached to. Because the chickens I've seen aren't this large. This is the whole chicken.
Oh my God. There's like a warehouse superstore kind of mega store, like a fucking huge place.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And they sell like deli chickens.
Right.
These chickens are the size of a big, full grown ass turkey,
Well, that's what
like
I was going to
fucking
say.
aged.
Yeah. As I was going to say, it's
Just
like
crazy. And I
when
don't
you,
know how it is where y'all are living. You know, Finland, was that who it
Norway.
was?
We have Finland
Norway.
and
My
Norway.
bad. I'm so
Norway's
sorry,
the
guys.
new
I'm
one.
so
What's up,
sorry.
Norway?
I'm 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 in a whole nother dimension,
Right. Well, you're
and
trying to drill a hole and talk.
I got welcome aboard.
Yeah. Trying to drill a hole.
um, I gotta just hold on just a second.
You are clearly high.
Yeah.
Like to choose now to drill a hole, you must be high.
I was just like, come on, man, this
Yeah.
can't be that hard.
Yeah. Right. It's super
I've
hard.
got the tools.
It's
Fucking
super hard.
hell.
It's super hard to do it high and talking.
You know, all
And
of the all of my neighbors, the husbands, they're super jealous
yeah.
because we have so many tools. Oh
But
God.
my point is that you have to think in some way where you let logic in, where you're looking at the consumption versus production, and something has to be understood that cannot be sustained in a natural way.
Right.
It just can't. It There has to be augmentation, there has to be hormones, there has to be red dye number fives, there has to be yellow six, because you can't produce the cherries to be the same cherry color each and every time and the same size. And your strawberries can't be that big in every bushel. You can't. You can't produce this without insects being involved.
Right.
And if you need to manage that to make sure you have these strawberries come out every time, you got to put pesticides down. If you don't think it's
Or do
possible,
some hella companion planning.
right? And if you don't think that's true, try to grow your own strawberries. Try to grow your own blueberries. You will find nature has all kinds of creatures out there that hone in on that shit, and you have zero clue of what to do with it. Try to grow tomatoes and watch how the red hookworm
Oh my
finds
God. Before you
finds
know
it.
it, you've got a UV light headlamp, right?
Yeah,
It's 2 a.m. in the morning and you're down there with your lamp and a little like tongs because you're picking hornworms
yeah,
off of all your, oh my God, it was
yeah.
bad.
And they come overnight and you're like, where the fuck did this? And it's just
We had
eating.
netting over ours and it still fucking did
It's
it.
just eating and pooping while it eats at the same time. It's like it doesn't care. It's going to eat your entire tomato in front of you.
That's true.
Two, it doesn't care. It's going to be shitting right in front of you while it
Hmm.
continues to eat, and then
Right.
it doesn't matter. Also, the theory is that when you go to like other retailers to buy that tomato, you're like, oh yeah, in the soil, nature's already planted the eggs and the larvae for the worms to come up and eat the tomato because it knows, hey, this is your food source, so we're gonna have it so that you are right next to your food source. So when little larva, when you break through this soil, your food will be right there for you. Thanks, nature, hand in hand, ecosystem. We don't know how
Yeah.
to deal with that because we're so far removed from it.
True.
Used to be we knew what it was, and we used an almanac, and we read things, and we figured out how to do it, and we shared that knowledge with each other, and we produced, and we thrived, and
We
then
don't.
production came into play, and now you kind of the only time you deal with tomatoes is when you're getting a salad that's already packaged, uh,
At McDonald's.
and
Full
and
circle.
and it's sliced on a burger because when you get tomatoes and lettuce on a burger, it's somewhat healthy because that's salady.
Is it?
Yeah,
You think so? Mm-mm.
yeah. I mean, it's
No.
it's just to me, it's sort of one of those things where I
Well, it depends on where you get it from.
I guess because I grew up with people uh, that had farms and grew their own
Yeah,
crops.
gardens and stuff.
Yeah, they grew their own crops. They had their own chickens. They had their own
I
cows.
want chickens.
And so I guess because I grew up with, seeing people interact with that and actually get the produce from it, get the eggs from the chicken and whatnot, you kind of have an understanding of what eggs taste like, what milk tastes like, but and not the eggs that's on the shelf and not the milk that's on the shelf. You kind of have a better understanding of that. What butter is like, and not the butter that's supposed to be butter that's on the shelf that is in a rectangle.
So when we lived in Wisconsin,
Mm-hmm.
because that's where T was
Mm-hmm.
born, um, we would go to this place, this farm, and they had. I mean, it was a dairy state, right? I mean,
Right. Right.
their cheese was, oh my God, it was so
Right.
stupid good. And I'm sure that it's even better and just as good as some of the other places on the planet
Sure.
too. But
Sure.
they got it figured out. I don't know who the
Yeah.
fuck showed up with that recipe, but
Yeah.
they were welcome to stay.
Yeah. Places that make their own cheese and make their own butter and make their own milk, it's totally different.
Yeah,
It's super
it
different.
really is.
It's really different. Um, I yeah.
It's
I think
really cool.
I think it's just a thing that I don't know. I just came to. I became kind of comfortable with the understanding of it. Like, okay, I'm gonna eat this. It's made for my consumption in the most um, manufactured way. And And if I want to do better about it, I need to grow my own shit. And I've done it. I've grown my own shit before. That's why I can say, hey, you want to complain about how small the strawberries are? Grow your own strawberries.
Right. Because it's not that easy.
See what the fuck happens. And don't use Nutri-Grow and don't use any pest. I want to be organic. Okay, cool. Tr- Trust me. Try to grow some organic
Right.
food.
Good luck. Please.
Try to
God be with you.
try to grow some grapes for fuck's sake. Try
So
to grow.
we have a huge, huge blackberry bush
Yeah.
in the
Try
in
to
the
grow
yard.
some grapes. Don't use any pesticides. Don't use any soil modifiers. Don't do
So
any
you
of
can
that.
use companion planting,
Huh?
and that will help you a lot.
Yeah, you
Companion
can do
planting
that. You can do
helps you a
that.
lot. It takes a
Sure,
lot of research, though.
sure. You can do you can do companion planting. You can do all that stuff. Okay, but when some when you get the insects on your grapes, when you get the insects on your strawberries, when you have your bushes of blueberries produce maybe a eighth of a cup worth of blueberries, then you'll see how hard it is. Like it produces eighth of a cup of good blueberries.
Well,
That
ours is killing it, man. I mean, we've got more blackberries than we know what to do with.
it's
I'm
just
gonna have to can them.
it's a thing. It's like when people say, "Oh, I only eat organic." Oh, okay, cool. Grow that organic. See how that works out for you. And so then if you think about it, it's like, okay, well, I'm not the only person in this store getting this. And you see all these containers of fruit. You got to think like, okay, how many, where's the farm with this many bushes of,
They're out there. I mean, they've
right.
got orchards,
But
you
I'm
know.
saying like, you got to have X amount of blueberry bushes to produce this amount of blueberry little baskets in this store. If this is a chain store, then you just exponentially go up from there. And so there's that. These are the blueberries that were good enough to be put on a shelf.
Right.
There's got to be waste. There's got to be blueberries that didn't make it. Oh, and by the
Well,
way,
we order groceries from a place that takes damaged produce
sure.
because there's nothing wrong with
I mean
it.
that's
It's
cool
just
too.
not perfect. So that's what we order from every week.
Yeah, and that's cool too. I mean, but you've got.
I'm just glad they're not wasting anything. You know what I
I'm just
mean?
saying, like, you got to go ahead. You got these strawberries. You got oh so many of these that could be on the shelf. Then after that, you got some of the fucked up strawberries that okay, well, this is what we'll make strawberry jam or strawberry jelly out of.
Hell yeah.
And
That shit eats.
and but I'm only talking about organic. I'm not talking about manufactured because
Hmm.
who the fuck knows what's in that strawberry jelly and strawberry jam if it's manufactured. Okay? That's just plain and simple. Only
Sure.
organic. Then with the leftovers of those, you might have like some dried strawberries that you put in some fruit and everything. Okay, fine, whatever. That's only
The thing is,
organic. Price wise, price
oh my
wise,
God, are you kidding me?
price wise,
Yeah, it is insanity.
that's going to be super high because you're asking for something that is a specialty product because those strawberries are totally planted in a different section than the other strawberries that get
Right.
the
These aren't actually meant to kill you.
right, but
Like the other
these
ones, they're like, yeah, there's probably a good chance these people are going to die. You know, whatever.
so so Farmer Gene is going to have a, a plantation that is going to have all these other strawberries that
Are they
do
organic?
that do get the insecticides, that do get
Oh, shit.
the the soil modifications, and that those are going to be cheaper because he's got maybe 50 times the amount than he would for the organic crop that he has.
Mm-hmm.
Because the organic crop, you got to put way more time in it. You got to physically go out there and now get those bugs off of everything.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah.
more expensive. So it's a thing where people don't want something, but yet they want the benefit of something else. They want the benefit of it to be clean and organic and this and that, but they don't want the price of the clean, organic, and
Right.
somebody getting up early in the morning and getting all the red hook worms off of it, caterpillars off of it. That takes a fucking load of time, and
Hmm.
that time costs.
Sure.
Oh, grow your own. And I haven't even mentioned the birds. They'll fucking come and eat your shit too.
Right. That's why we had bird netting up.
It's a crazy uh
We put
endeavor.
owls up.
It's a
That
crazy
usually keeps
endeavor.
the birds away.
Crazy endeavor.
If you put owls like statues
Yeah, you can
on
put else.
the four corners.
You could put that up. Sure, you could put that
I mean,
up.
there's a science to that, you know?
Yeah, yeah. There's a bunch. But I
There's
mean,
a lot of things you can do. I could sit and talk homesteading for
you got to
fucking
do
ever.
real
Just
owls.
saying.
We're gonna have a homesteading episode.
A real owl,
Yeah,
like Viking style, where they're like in the
because
cage.
birds are smart, and after a while, they're like, look,
Maybe not in a cage, but perch. Give them a
look,
perch to rest on.
that fucking owl hasn't moved in 3 months,
Well, I'm not
and
even sure if it's alive.
it's not.
Somebody steal it and put one of those
Look,
plastic ones there.
look, this owl is faded on the other side. This isn't real. Let's go eat. And the birds just come in and like, hey, my owl isn't working. It's never worked. It's fake. And I used to live around someone. They had a hawk recording, and they would
Yes.
play that when
Yes.
but no, don't. How dare you say yes? You didn't live behind this person.
That's
They
fair.
had it on a motion sensor. They had it on a motion sensor for the squirrels.
Oh, I love
You
squirrels. Oh
know
my
how
God.
often that some bitch went off?
A lot. Squirrels they're
Because,
called squirrels for a reason.
well, because squirrels are like, yo, I'm hearing the hawk, but I never see that motherfucker.
Be like, I'll be looking out for nuts. Trust me, I
Uh,
have scanned the area.
I was like, yeah. And then another squirrel will talk to the other squirrel. It's like, yo, I've seen these hawks, and you usually see them. Once you hear the screech, one of us disappears. Both of us have been around every time we've heard this. What the? I don't think it's real. I don't think it's real either. I, let's hang out on this branch. And that's all it takes. Hang out on the branch. It squawks. Nothing
Do your
flies.
business, you know.
Nothing flies by, and then the squirrels immediately get it. Okay, this shit's fake, and they just have a field day throughout the yard. And this motion sensor hawk thing is just going on and on.
Mhm.
I was like, what the fuck?
You're like, shut the fuck up.
It's not working. It's not working. Stop it.
We I used to spend a lot of time out on the back patio when I would actually smoke weed because I would
Okay.
just go and chill for a little bit, you know.
Okay. I love that you made that kind of a back in the day moment. Back in the day,
It kind of was, and I miss it, you know. I mean, I do
back in the
miss
day
it,
when I
but
used to smoke weed. Now
now
I
I'm
just
like
put it. Now I just put it on my
huffing
pillow.
mullen.
I put it on my pillow, and it just osmosis. It just goes into my body.
Yeah, I need to like start saging out there. Just go out there and sage and meditate and look at the wildlife. It would be so relaxing for me.
Sage and yeah,
Is that the hippiest thing I think I've
I,
ever said to you?
yeah. I was,
Are you not? Hello, is this thing on?
I was,
Did you just
I
fall
was,
out of your chair?
I was trying to figure out. I can't even agree with that. I can't even like say, yeah, me too. I can't even do. I'm just gonna let her continue with that. That's why all you heard
Hey,
from me is like stage and okay.
hang on just a second for me, or a few minutes. Sorry, I got to go do something.
Okay.
Okay, it's kind of rainbowish.
You mean pineapple?
Fuck. Yes.
That's okay. Because I always think rainbow is shitting. Hey, I got a couple of questions for you. You looking for awesome stuff to listen to while you're on the road, doing exercise, mowing the yard, watching clouds float by, memorizing your numbers to pi. Awesome. That's by the way. Are you trying to find off the wall things to check out that, happen to be something that somebody else is talking about that you felt kind of like, oh man, nobody discussed these kind of things? Or are you like looking for, are you like four months deep into the new year and looking for a calendar still? Are you looking for shirts or bags or hats, with cool stuff on it and or cool logos or something like that, and you just don't know where to go? Have no fear. We've got you covered. All you've got to do is go to TheDinosaur&TheDude.com. That's it. That's it. Just get on your keyboard or on your phone or on your tablet or yell across the room for someone else to do it for you and just go there. Go to TheDinosaur&TheDude.com. I would spell it for you, but I'm too lazy. There, though, you will find all of the Dinosaur and the Dude episodes and that's right. And the merch. So that calendar you're looking for, got it. It's there. Shirts, there too. Hats, yep. What about a backpack? Mm-hmm. Just go to thedinosaurandthedude.com for all your amazing needs to be filled. Want to hear some off the wall comments about some topics that you didn't really even think about somebody was going to mention? There you go. And it's all audio. Total, as we talked about before, Orthodox podcast, all audio. So you can listen to it on the go. You don't have to worry about looking at anything. You can listen to it till you lose your hearing. It's so much content. We're on season 2. So you've got at least 80 episodes that you can listen to. All about, somewhere between, hour, 2 hours. So you got it. You on a long road trip? We got you. TheDinosaurandTheDude.com. Check it out and enjoy.
Conspiracy cereal?
Yes.
Fuck yes! I love conspiracy cereal. It's my
Another-
babies.
Another heaping bowl of conspiracy cereal since we were talking about food. Here we go.
What flavor?
Here we go. And this is taken by Time Capsule Tales. And you can find them on X at Time Cap Tales. This is something that jumped out. I was like, oh, we got to talk about this. And I did not tell you about it ahead of time because I wanted to get your true response from them. I'm going to read off to you the 9 biggest historical conspiracy theories.
Mm-mm.
And I get your reaction from it, and then I'm going to give you, the synopsis of that particular conspiracy. You get it?
Okay. Yeah.
All right,
I'm
here we
here
go.
for it.
Here we go. Here we go.
And then I'll try to pick which one I think is number 1 at the end.
No, I'm numbering them. They're already numbered.
No, I know that, but I'm just going to see if I agree.
Okay. Well, we're going to start off with number 1.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So number 1. Again, the 9 biggest historical conspiracy theories. Number 1, Lee Harvey Oswald did not assassinate JFK.
Okay.
What do you think about that one? Do you think he did or didn't?
Probably he didn't.
Okay. Conspiracy theorists claim that in 1963, assassination of the former president was orchestrated by the CIA or that multiple shooters were involved. Former LA District Attorney Vincent I'm gonna jack this up. Sorry.
Is it French?
No, I don't know. Bugliosi estimated that a total of 42 groups, 82 assassins, and 214 people have been accused in various conspiracy scenarios. Wow.
What?
Yeah. Wow. All right.
What? Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So here we go. Number 2. The moon landing was faked.
Oh, totally.
Okay.
Totally, it was fake.
I
You're
knew
done.
I
It
knew
was
your
so fake.
I knew your stance on that. So I was like, okay, so yeah,
I mean, to just
you think it was fake. Okay. All
yeah,
right, here
I
we
do.
go. Here's the follow up on that. Theorists claim that the 1969 Apollo 11 mission was done on a studio set on
Hmm.
Earth, and that
Hmm.
NASA has continued to run with this hoax for 50 plus years.
Oh, for sure.
Opinion polls taken in various locations have shown that between 6 to 20% of Americans, 25% of Britons, and 28% of Russians surveyed believed that the that the crude landing were fake.
Oh, for sure.
That's amazing that they got percentage as higher percentages of people outside of America that believe it was fake.
Oh, well, I mean, we were all caught up in it. It was a love story, right? I mean,
Yeah, well,
truly.
yeah, and
It was very dramatic. It was very like, oh, we're the hometown
and it
heroes.
was like, well,
But really?
it was just this whole race. It was like, we're going to beat the Russians. Yeah, America's
Right.
awesome. And the next thing you know, yeah, we made it. All right, cool. All right, number three.
Okay.
Like I said, it's 9, so we got 6 more to go after this. All right, the third
Okay.
one here. Princess Diana's death was not an accident.
Correct.
Okay. So you say correct to that. Okay. And this one's kind of long, but I'm going to read it just the same because everyone is going to get their own due.
And
Uh,
here's the thing. She
mhm.
deserves it.
She just okay, yeah,
She deserves our time.
because from
I'm
what you
curtsying right now.
because from what you said in previous episodes, she is your queen. Okay.
Just
The
saying, everyone
theory,
has one.
yeah, the theory is backed by billionaire Mohammed Al Fayed, the father of Dodi Al Fayed, who was killed along with Diana. Al Fayed claims that the accident was in fact an assassination by British intelligence agencies at the request of the royal family. Al Fayed's claim claims were examined and dismissed as baseless by a 2006 inquiry. The following year, at Diana's inquest, the coroner stated that the conspiracy theory advanced by Mohammed Al Fayed has been minutely examined and shown to be without any substance. I could have done that in a British accent. Maybe that would have been a little bit more believable, but I'm not. On April 7, 2008, the coroner's jury concluded that Diana and Al Fayed uh, were unlawfully killed due to negligence by their drunken chauffeur in pursuing
Mm.
paparazzi. That's what the New York Times reported. And the conspiracy theory was also believed by Prince Harry, who said in January 2023 that he believed she could still be alive for many years after the crash. He told Anderson Cooper on 60 Minutes that he thought she may have faked her own death and they would be reunited at some point.
I hope that that is true for him. I don't know that it is, but I,
Yeah.
I mean, that's a beautiful
Uh-huh.
sentiment. I would love that.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
I wouldn't even be mad at her.
Mm. Yeah.
Just be like, you needed some time? Okay,
Mm.
fine, bye, go. I mean, we'll see you, I guess.
Number 4. September 11th was an inside job.
Yeah.
I
Am I a bigger conspiracy theorist than you?
have a feeling you're going to say yes to all of these. So far you
Lee
have
Harvey Oswald, I mean, maybe. I don't know. The first one, either way, I don't.
JFK,
That
you
Lee
were
Harvey was the first one, right?
JFK, you were but all the rest, absolutely full throat yes.
Yeah, I mean,
So
it's a possible. It's a tall tale for Lee Harvey, but
yeah, right.
So go on.
So September 11th was an inside job, and here's the
Mhm.
layout for that.
You think you're gonna sum this up in I don't know how many minutes?
Yeah,
Good luck.
yeah,
Go home.
yeah.
Mhm.
Well, there's documentaries about this. There's several documentaries about this
Yes.
that go into way more detail than this paragraph will, but this sums it up pretty well. Jet fuel can't melt Steel beams is the common phrase you hear when this conspiracy theory comes up. Theorists claim that the tragedy was orchestrated by the United States and that Flight 77 did not actually hit the Pentagon. So there's that too.
I never even saw pictures of the damage.
Yeah, I mean, man, it's weird because
I did. I don't know.
it's
It wasn't.
yeah, it's weird because I've heard this so many times, so many ways, and people talk about it, and it's like, okay, I get it, okay, yeah, right. Oh, okay, number five.
Hold on. So about the Pentagon.
Oh, okay.
Um, I'm not saying that I'm glad that the Pentagon got hit,
God.
if that's what happened. I'm not
Oh
I'm
my
not saying
God.
that. However, I
Yeah.
certainly if I mean I wouldn't want anybody to have to get hit,
hmm
obviously.
hmm
It just sucks that I don't know how many people were impacted.
Yeah.
I mean, that's truly where I'm coming from.
Like,
I mean, how many more people were impacted by those two towers falling
so,
versus what happened at the Pentagon? Because not to say that a life is worth a life, but if the only way that I know how to quantify it
so,
is to count bodies, then
yeah. So, are you,
and the people in the Pentagon are part of the machine, right? They've got
I
people
mean, are they,
that can do their jobs. There's protocols.
because it seems like cogs. I think more,
Same thing, right?
well, no, because if you're a cog, you can be replaced. You're not,
You can be
you're
replaced.
not really like, people talk about a machine. I always look at it like this. You got somebody that builds the machine and runs the machine. But the machine is the machine. It's just providing it's just providing a source of whatever it's made to produce. The parts on it are replaceable. So if you're a cog in that machine, if you're a part of that machine, you're as you're as necessary as it is that the technology that keeps you running. And then once a newer, better thing comes out, you're obsolete, and that machine gets tossed. Um, so I don't know if it's a good thing to be a part of the machine because it's you're only good for as long as
Oh, I don't know that it's a good
yeah.
thing. I'm just saying that the people that work there, they have to assume some risk, right?
Right.
They
Yeah,
just
yeah,
have
yeah,
to.
yeah.
You're working,
Yeah,
cognitively.
yeah,
You are going into a structure that is a target.
yeah.
There's no denying it at all.
I think it,
I mean, what
yeah.
if a country wanted to, I mean, was going to attack us? I mean, I'm sure that this isn't the first time that a federal building or
Nope,
a federal something has
nope.
been, I mean, well, not by our own citizens, of
I
course. I'm
mean,
talking about
it wasn't the first
from
time for the
outside
World
our
Trade
borders.
Center. That's been
Was that?
attacked. It wasn't the first time for the World Trade Center. That's been attacked before. Now, a plane's flown into that before.
It
So,
has?
hmm yeah,
Really?
yeah.
How long ago was that?
Uh, great.
Don't say 9/11. I
No,
will
I'm
reach out
just
and
no,
slap
I'm
you.
just thinking like, great. I thought here's one episode I won't have to fuck up my search history anymore. Let me go ahead and look at terrorist attacks now. Um,
Yes.
uh,
We did it again, guys. We did it
so
again.
like it was
I mean, was it like
not,
1800s?
no, no,
I'm just
no. It
playing.
wasn't even. It wasn't even around that. I think that when the difference is, it comes down to the size. Like what was the size that
Usually.
hit it? Because I think at one point it wasn't a big plane. It was a smaller one, but it was like it's been hit before. Let's see, it was on fire in 1975. They had the
Jeez.
bombing. The bombing was in 1993, where a Ryder truck full of 1,500
That's right.
full of 1,500 pounds of explosives. Um, that happened, and then
Is the World Trade Center is that federal?
No, it had departments that were in it, kind of thing.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah, that were, but not in it. Maybe I should say using it. So it depended on the year and the time. I think it was just more or less. It was such a visible target that people went for it a lot. There was a robbery in it. There was a
How much office supplies do you think were stolen?
yeah, right. So many
A
staplers.
fucking
So many
bunch.
staplers. Uh, there was a
I'm just bringing
plane.
this back. I got to use it tonight for a project.
Yeah, there was this plane that flew into it before, but I think it was like a Cessna or something like that. It wasn't really a big plane.
It wasn't a big
It
deal. It
wasn't
was just a
well, it
Cessna.
wasn't a commercial plane, I should say.
Okay, fair,
So it
fair.
was one of those things. But it was, again, it was like, oh, it's been attacked, because everything that happened, it was like, oh, it's an attack. But yeah, the bombing where they put the fucking truck in the first floor, and they figure, blow this, everything goes. So yeah, there's been a lot of stuff going on with that. All right,
That's crazy.
let's go with number 5. Roswell, New Mexico area,
Hey guys.
Area 51 aliens.
Hmm.
You, yeah, there you go. You're like, and yeah,
Yeah. Which part?
right,
Which
yeah.
part
No, it
specifically?
was just overall. Yeah,
I mean, even they're laying their arms down right now.
yeah.
I mean, they're
So,
just like, okay, fine. We lied.
so there
It's
is
fine. They're here.
there is one fact that almost all skeptics and believers can agree on.
Okay.
Something crashed on a remote ranch outside of Roswell, New Mexico in 1947. Since then, the government had at first claimed it was some sort of saucer, then retracted the statement and claimed it was really a weather balloon,
Mm,
and then
really?
yet the best evidence suggests that it was neither a flying saucer nor a weather balloon, but instead a high altitude, top secret military balloon dubbed Project Mogul.
Hmm.
As it turns out, descriptions of the wreckage, first reported by the original eyewitness, very closely matched the photos of Project Mogul's balloons, down to the silvery finish and strange symbols on the outside. Theories. So the
Okay.
stories about,
Really?
yeah,
Is there documentation that this
yeah,
happened?
yeah, Project Mogul. Yeah, there's a actual,
So they had the pictures of
yeah, that
they put out
of the
there before.
balloons with it. Yeah, it was an
Okay.
actual
Okay.
thing.
All right.
It was an actual thing, but since it was a top secret military balloon, nobody but in the military that had that
Right. Right.
clearance
Right.
even knew about it. So, let alone farmers, they wouldn't know shit. And so, anything that outlandish falling from the sky, super silvery with markings all over it, who the fuck is that? What is that? Must be Martians.
Right.
So,
Sure. Of course.
stories about the crash and alien bodies did not surface until decades later. In fact, no one considered the Roswell crash as anything extraterrestrial or unusual until 30 years later, when a book on the
Okay.
topic was published, where uh, there was indeed a cover up, but it did not hide the saucer crash. Instead, it was a Cold War era spy program, and so people didn't want that getting out. But the alien thing kind of became the best cover for it, because it was like, surely it was UFOs, because that sounds like a story we'd rather have out than we were putting spycraft up in the air and trying to sneak a peek at our our enemies, Cold War enemies. All right, number 6, reptilian humanoids control the government.
Oh Lord. I mean, that'd be cool, and it would explain a lot. Truly.
Uh-huh.
Um, who knows? I mean, weirder things have
Right.
happened. Maybe it was possible in a dimension or two ago, and then they turned that fucking machine on,
Two ago.
and then shit went nuts. Like, come on.
I mean,
I saw this one thing that said like Betsy Ross didn't hold on, I'm gonna look it
in
up.
a dimension or two ago, but now that we're in this dimension,
Yeah, I think this lady was, I don't know what she saw, but it had to be satire because she was saying that nobody can find any information about Betsy Ross making the flag.
uh-huh, yeah,
That it was some for Francis
Yeah, it was somebody else.
person.
Yeah, it was somebody else, and
Right.
Betsy just took the credit. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So
So
yeah,
yeah,
go ahead. Yeah, I mean,
reptilian.
anything is possible. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah. And so a 2013 public policy polling survey found 4%. That's 12.6 million people. 12.6 million Americans believed lizard people controlled politics.
I mean, that's really out there. I don't. I mean,
Oh, but wait.
here's the thing. If it happened, I would be like, well, look, if it happened or something more
Yeah,
worse or more like weird happened, at this point, it's just ridiculous enough for me to say, okay, well, you've introduced that to my mind,
yeah.
so now that's a possibility. If
Mm,
that were to
mm.
happen, huh?
But wait.
Well, look at that.
Oh, you said weirder? Here you go. In the same, even more, 13%. That's 41 million Americans. 41 million people thought, quote, Obama is the Antichrist. So
Really?
more people thought he was the Antichrist than the lizard people. So, you know,
Okay. I mean, well, number one, I can see that because he's actually human.
well,
I mean, as far as I know.
but not the Antichrist is
Listen, groupthink does not always work out for the best.
right,
Okay, sometimes
right,
it works out really well, but
right.
it's in the wrong direction.
All right. So here you are in regards to your dimensions ago. Okay.
Okay, go
Number
ahead.
7, the phantom time conspiracy. What are your thoughts on that, or do you even know?
I don't know
You
what
don't
that
know about
is.
it. Okay.
Maybe I do, but
Yeah,
maybe I
right,
don't know the
right,
name of it.
right. If you were caught up,
I don't know. Maybe I do.
yeah,
What are you trying to do?
yeah. If you were caught up in it, maybe you don't. Okay. So the phantom.
Right.
So here's a really, really concise, really, really paragraph deep of that whole thing. So the theory of the phantom time conspiracy is theorists propose that the years 614 to 911 did not actually exist or happen, meaning that we currently live in 1726, not 2024. And theorists claim that uh, that the 209.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. I know what you're okay.
Yeah,
Hold on. I know that you're saying
yeah,
words, but I need
yeah,
you to back
yeah.
that motherfucker all the way back up.
So
I'm having a hard
yeah,
time
yeah, yeah.
processing. So,
So when you look at history, and you're like, okay, and then in 600 we did this, and 611, and 612, and 613, and we did this, and then in 614, and then somebody says, whoa, no, from 614 to 911, they do not actually exist, and all that stuff in history did not happen, meaning we really are in 1726, not 2024. And the theorists claim that the 297 missing years were made up to explain Otto III's claim over the Holy Roman Empire.
what?
Yeah. And so that,
So
yeah,
so this is for one person. He's got this crusade because he wants to be in charge.
yeah. So he was, to
He
make up,
sounds like a charmer.
yeah, to make up his rule over his claim. He's claiming the Holy Roman Empire, and so to make up that the legitimacy of this claim, um, these 297 years were injected in as a means of a falsification of claim. Yeah. So
What?
number eight.
I'll have to look at more into that.
Yeah.
And
No,
what was that called?
it's the phantom time conspiracy.
Phantom time. Like
Mm-hmm.
PH.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it was like F like
Yeah.
fat, you know?
Right. Right. The Phantom Time conspiracy is spelled with an F. That's how deep it is. It has made us believe that it's
That is way
PH.
back.
It's made us believe that it's PH, but he made the F into the PH to make it so that he can take over the Holy Roman Empire. All right, number 8. Here's one that has a lot of people stumped. And
Mm.
here we go.
Okay.
Hitler did not actually kill himself.
No, of course he didn't. Are you fucking kidding me? He doesn't have that much balls. No
Theorists,
way.
theorists,
He was in South America.
okay, all right, there you go. Theorists claim that the Nazi leader survived and escaped Berlin, with the majority of the theorists believing they made it to South America, where
Mm-hmm.
and were never caught.
Right.
And so before,
Because people were terrified.
right,
Generations later, people are still
right.
fucking terrified to even talk about that
So,
because they were told that their entire families would be wiped
uh-huh.
off if they said anything. And they weren't, I mean,
so,
Germany wasn't kidding. Hitler was not kidding.
so
And they knew it.
the thing that people when they say, "Oh, this bullshit," no way, no way, no way. All right. So where this theory picks up to where some people say, nah, it's not bullshit. It's because the U.S. Secret Service image, this U.S. it shows it. It shows it, the images of it in the thread. But in 1944, the U.S. Secret Service had these images created to show how Hitler might disguise himself to evade capture. So the response to people that say no, it's bullshit is like, okay, why if he killed himself and people say, yep, that's Hitler, he killed himself, that's him, yep, and then somebody else comes out, yep, I'm identifying, that's Hitler right there.
There's no way that they
You
could.
have the body of
He
Hitler.
was charred.
But to your point, there's that. So people that say, okay, you can't say this theory is bullshit because why would the Secret Service, why would other U.S. government agencies go through the the exercise of coming up with all these images of Hitler of how he can look now if he's in disguise or has aged?
Maybe they're still looking for
Well,
him.
that's the point. You wouldn't come up with these composites of things if this person was dead. Like you
Well,
know he's dead.
honestly, we don't know what the government would or wouldn't do. I mean,
Right.
they faked a moon landing for Christ's sake.
Well, right, but the point is, if you're dead, you're dead. We're not looking for you with a goatee. We're not looking for you with a shaved head. We're not looking for you with a, you know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right, right.
We're not playing Mr. Potato Head with your picture if we know you're dead.
Right,
You're not on the loose anymore. So we don't have to have it. Well, if he dyes his hair red, this is what it looks like. No one's doing that. So,
right, right.
so they're saying like, this is more proof because they came up with all these different here's this picture, and people studying these pictures, being on the lookout for someone that might be looking like this because
Well, he could have had children.
that might well that's I forget what there's a documentary out there. I think it's called Finding Hitler, um,
I think I've seen it.
where
Those probably
it
have.
goes into a lot of detail on the whole South America thing and how there's communities out there.
Yes, I have.
There's
Finding Hitler.
yeah,
I remember now.
there's
And that's whenever I saw a spiky hair guy the very
yeah,
first
yeah, yeah.
time.
And there's communities out there that are still like the architecture, the people, they're all definitively German. And it's like, how did you all
Right, right.
establish such a strong community out here? What the hell? Yeah, it's
Well,
like,
because he brought a lot of his
well,
team.
but there's a lot of higher ranking people that fled there, and so it's like, yeah,
Right.
these communities
That's
are
what I'm
set up.
saying.
These children are now here. the grandchildren, the great grandchildren, and so on and so forth. So it's really interesting. All right, number nine.
Yeah, I found it fascinating. In fact, I've been thinking about it. And I need to watch it again.
Number nine. Here we go. Here we
Okay.
go. The nine out of the nine historical conspiracy theories. Here we go.
This has been fun, by the way. I just wanted to say that.
Here we go. Number nine. It's a question mark at the end of it too, so I'll just say it with a question. The,
Okay.
the Earth is flat.
Oh, who fucking knows? There's way too much math involved for me to have an opinion.
Mm,
I really that's what I'm
really,
that's the card that I'm dealing right now. Yeah.
really.
I don't have that
Wow,
much I don't have that much I don't have that much capacity for physics
that's
and
interesting.
mathematics.
That is
I just don't. I want to. I would love to, but I just don't.
that's interesting that we started off with Lee Harvey Oswald, and
So do I think that he shot him?
and,
Probably not.
and it's a
Could I see it? Yes.
and that's a probably. Number one was a probably.
Yeah, right.
Everything else was pretty much full throat.
Okay, go through them real quick
Yeah,
before you get to the. What, did you already say the last one?
yeah, that was it. Number nine. There. Oh, I didn't read.
No.
I didn't read the thing. Okay, yeah, you're right. So here we go. The Earth is flat. Okay, this theory is just sad. At this point, with all the technology we have today, yeah. So the and then they show
Maybe in another
then they
dimension.
show the video how it's easily proven that the Earth isn't flat. The 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 really really bad part of this video is that this video that was made by um, flat earthers that were going out to show definitively this is how we're going to prove to you live with this video that the earth is flat. And in their taking of the video, they actually proved that the earth was round. And it was just one of these, oh, wow, we just debunked our own theory. Oh, damn. Okay, never mind. And it just sort of packed it up. It's like, yeah. So you just gave the absolute definitive proof that everyone that's been telling flat earthers, no, it's not. You guys just proved yourselves wrong. So thank you. Um,
I mean, yeah, maybe. I fucking I don't know. I don't know what to believe anymore. Are you kidding me?
I think it's a thing of where when you are on, so there's two different ways I can look at this. One, when you're on something so big, you can only take in what it is that you are perceiving. And we're humans, we are not big enough to see, to be standing on the round surface and seeing the full, complete roundness of the surface. But you can look to the horizon and see um, results of a round surface. And so you can say, okay, yeah, I see that is possible with a round surface. You can't look beyond the horizon and see other things. Now people can come up to their own conclusion, like, oh yeah, well that's because of this, and you're on a saucer, and this, that, and the other, and that's why you never. And they're looking at a flat map, and they're like, okay, yeah, that's because the Earth is flat, and that's why the maps are always flat. I think that when you have responses like that, it always comes off sounding.
So that makes no sense at
Yeah,
all.
exactly. When you have responses like that, it always seems ridiculous because it's like, okay, so you're saying that ice isn't water because um, water is always fluid and water can't ever be frozen. So ice
It can
is
steam.
isn't what? So what is ice? Ice is just ice because ice floats on water. It can't be water. Okay. Okay, yeah. That makes no sense.
That makes a ton of
That makes
sense.
no sense. But then when you're talking to some people that fervently believe in something like that, it's like, oh wow, you are really into this, are you? Oh, okay, cool. I thought for a moment, I just thought, let me see how long I can make him, you know, think I'm crazy. But no, you really are. You are
You have lost your fucking
you
head,
are
is actually what had happened.
you are deeply seated in this nest of craziness you've made for yourself. Okay. Uh, I I think that humans try to understand things that we have no means of creating. Does that make sense? Like, like,
Sure.
like
Dreaming. That's exactly
oh,
what
is
it
it?
is. Yeah.
No, what did you say it was? Oh,
Dreaming.
dreaming. Well, I mean,
Did you say
no,
dreaming?
I said humans have this fascination of trying to make sense or understand things that they have no understanding or means of creating. Like,
Means of
yeah, means
creating.
of creating.
Okay.
Like, we have no means of creating planets, but we think we can explain them and figure out, oh, well, a planet needs to be this, and this is what, like fucking Pluto. Well, that's not a planet anymore. Sorry, kids, you sat in school and learned it was. Took tests on that some bitch, but listen, it's not a planet
Oh,
anymore.
that's some bitch.
And
Ah,
it's
hilarious.
weird because when you think of it outwardly, when you think of when you don't think of humans as being the center of the universe, when you think outwardly, there's another living civilization, another living being out there looking in their fucking far-seeing visual machine, telescope, whatever the fuck, and say, "Oh, look at that." They're not saying this is Earth. They're calling it whatever the fuck they want to call it, and the organism on it. Not,
Oh, sure,
they're
sure.
not calling it humans. They're calling it whatever the fuck they want to call us. We have
Right.
no clue. But we just think, oh yeah, well, look at Jupiter. Jupiter's full of gas, and it can't be no life could be on that because based on our understanding, life is what we know it to be. But Jupiter's probably fucking teeming with shit. And we have no way of even recognizing it because we don't have the
Right.
means to do it yet.
Just because we can't see it or don't recognize it
Right. And so
doesn't mean it's not there.
far off somewhere, light years away, some other civilization like, look, that's a habitable planet. I bet it's some living things on it. What could it be? I don't know what's on Farfallock. Farfallock 6 is got life. Oh, really? What's the Farfallock 6 got? Well, Farfallockins. Oh, okay, cool. So,
They just spark a lark all the
so
time.
yeah, so
It's
on some
annoying.
planet somewhere, we are Farfallockins on Farfallock 6. And, they don't, there's no concept of Earth, but for some reason we feel like we have to know what it is and we have to have some explanation and we have no understanding of stuff. Like we have none.
Right. We're just trying to cope the best that we can on this planet. And right now we are all failing fucking
Yeah,
miserably. And we're being set up to fail
like we have.
because of the elite,
Well, I mean,
obviously.
there's that, but it's like even with that concept of elite, like we have no means of interacting with ourselves, let alone trying to understand how stars work.
I appreciate I appreciate that the government wants to try to find alien life out there. Maybe that's what they're looking for. I don't know.
I don't know. For me, it's like it's a
I'm not
reset.
mad at him for it because I want the fuck off of this
No, it's
planet.
like yeah, it's kind of a reset. It's kind of like okay, look, check it out. If we find aliens, the first ones to connect with them, man, we can set up some sort of treaty, and then we can get the fuck off this planet.
Right, let's go. We're
I
cool,
mean,
man. They
cool. You know
suck.
what?
They suck. You don't even want what they have, man.
Fuck it. Just
We just vibe, you know?
like look, cool. If we leave, we just say, hey, check it out. Spain, you guys run this place now. And then the rest of us fucking leave. Who cares? Spain will be running the earth and we'll just leave. Okay, cool. Who the fuck cares? What's Spain gonna do? I don't know. We're gonna
Speaking of,
be a
I want to move to Spain really bad.
we're gonna have so many light years between us and whatever the Spaniards want the earth to be, it won't even fucking matter. I think that's the thing that if you find aliens, okay, cool, then what? Because if they're more advanced than we are, then fucked. Uh, it's
Right.
like who wants to go
At this point, it's not if they are. We just have to assume that they are,
yeah, who wants to go to
and then we just need to
Farfalloc?
be cool about it. You know what I mean?
Who wants to go to Farfalloc 6? No one. All right, cool. The Farfallocans, we got to
All right.
try and talk to them. Nobody wants to talk to the Farfallocans. Remember the last time we went over there to talk to the Farfallocans? How fucked up they got? Yeah, that's right. And we gave them things like, hey, we'll trade you technology for, I don't know, some of your DNA so we could fuck about. Oh, okay, cool. And then they made a bomb. Yeah, that's right. They made a bomb. Fuck. Okay. Shit.
Hey, I just thought of something.
What? The
Well,
Farfallocans
no, I've
thing
been
is
thinking
real?
about it, but no, I've been thinking about it, but I just found the answer.
Okay.
So I wanted to or put side by side the timelines of when women's rights
Okay.
first came into play,
Sure.
or if they came into play around something significant with the alien.
Okay.
Because
Man, I'm
uh,
really hoping you.
do you think that the aliens do you think that when, let's say that when the Roswell incident happened,
Yeah.
and there was an alien and it was captured, and maybe it wasn't dead, maybe it was dead, I don't fucking
Okay.
know. But what if another alien came and was trying to get their alien back,
Uh,
and were they how are they treated? You know what I mean? Like, I think that I need to be on the hospitality.
no.
Uh, yeah,
No.
definitely
No.
that board
No.
for sure. Yeah, and
No.
oh
No.
my
You
god,
can't. You can't because you're really high.
really? Because I could take him to this
You
really cool
can't.
place that does
No, you
ayahuasca,
can't because you're really high right now.
and
See?
we could just see what
Yeah,
happens.
you
You
can't.
know?
No. No.
Damn
You
it!
can't. You're one. You're really high right now, so you would take them on a tour and then you'd forget about
I would forget about him.
why why you take them on the tour in the
I'd be in the garage
in
making
in the
something.
middle of the tour. You'd be like, oh shit, we were gonna go to a cool place, but
But we're here now. So
uh,
it's
I don't
pretty cool,
know.
huh?
We're in the garage now, so well,
I've really often I've thought about setting up cameras in my
that's
garage,
all the
right?
Farfalaka you guys get to see the garage. That's it. Farfalaka
Just
6.
so I
That's it.
could like review my what I fucking do. I'm just like I just piddle.
Uh, okay.
I just piddle around. My dad used to do it too.
So as this episode comes to a close, we're gonna go ahead and address the issue. Um, Here's a little bit more because I needed to search up something else to get the terrorist attack thing off my search history to balance
Okay.
it out. So here's a little bit more on the phantom time conspiracy theory.
Oh fucking hell,
So the
yes.
phantom time conspiracy theory is a pseudo historical conspiracy theory, and the first asserted by Heribert Illig in 1991. His hypothesis, yeah,
What?
it hypothesizes a conspiracy by the Holy Roman Emperor Otto III, Pope
Okay.
Sylvester II, and possibly the Byzantine Emperor Constantine VII to
But how though?
fabricate the Anno Domini dating system retroactively. So Anno Domini, AD, right?
Uh-huh.
So they wanted to fabricate the dating system retroactively. So in order to place them at the special year of 81,000 and to rewrite history to legitimize Otto's claim to the Holy Roman Empire. So Illig believed that this was achieved through the alteration, misrepresentation, and forgery of documents and physical evidence. according to this scenario, the entire Carolingian, sorry, Carolingian period, including the figure of Charlemagne, is a fabrication with a phantom time of 297 years added to the early Middle Ages.
So, are we thinking witchcraft? Is that what we're
Well,
thinking?
there's basically it's like, okay, three dudes got together. It's like, look, we want to rule this shit, but we want to rule this shit definitively. How can we do that? Okay, we can write in history and we can get our own little artifacts and say, hey, yeah, this is the sword of Charlemagne, and this is that, and yeah, these people rode through here, and there was this battle, and there was this war. Look, everybody's fucking dead. Nobody's gonna say, there was no war here. No, if they do, fuck it, we kill them, and then that way we could write this all in history, and then we link it back to Otto, and in Otto, boom, you have your claim to the Holy Roman Empire. You rule every fucking thing. And then so Byzantine Emperor Constantine the Seventh, he's like, yeah, I'm gonna go along with this. And if I go along with this, then we're gonna end up in a sweet spot with you, Otto, as the Holy Roman Emperor. Pope Sylvester II say, yeah, and the church is gonna be in a sweet spot too. So let's unite our powers and get this shit done. And so the claim was all this was fabricated in order to make this legit.
But how? Like, how would people just believe it?
Uh,
Oh, okay. Well,
because you
and there was
because
no
you
record that there was an opposition.
because you had the three people that were providing all the information for the masses. You had the Pope, you had the other Byzantine emperor, and you had the other Holy Roman Emperor. And so books, it was only going to be written by the
Oh, right,
monastery.
because they only,
It is only
I
going
guess,
to be
in decades
Yeah,
though,
it's
it would
only going to be written
fade
by the
away, right?
monastery. And then, okay, hey, do you have any kind of record on this? Yeah, come look in this tome. Wow, that ink is pretty fresh. Well, we have friars rewriting books all the time as penance. Oh, okay, yeah, sure. Here you go. And oh, look, yeah.
Oh my God, you know a lot about
Oh, yeah,
that.
check it out. And
Castle life.
here's
Okay.
this name. Check it out. It's got this name right here. Oh, yeah, the guy was, yeah. We have all documentation of histories. Oh, yeah, okay. Because it didn't ever make sense. I never heard of this battle. Well, we have full documentation right here. Wow. Okay, cool. I
Right.
never knew about this. And so that's what this
I
guy's
mean, for real though, did people think that
that's what this
happened?
guy's
That's far fetched,
theory
but
was. His theory,
okay.
Herbert Illig had this theory that that's what the Phantom Time conspiracy was. Now, evidence
So does it have legs?
evidence contradicts this hypothesis, and it failed to gain the support of historians, the calendars in other European countries, and most Asia as part of a pre-Columbian American contradict this. So there's things out there that contradicts his theory of this conspiracy. The the funny part is
Funny haha or like funny like oh shit.
more off shit. I mean,
Go
yeah,
ahead.
because when you go to other countries, um, like say for instance Ethiopia, the Ethiopian calendar is 7 to 8 years behind the Gregorian calendar.
Why?
Yeah, yeah. You're like, but why? But why though? But
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's true because it's all.
why?
I mean, at some point, somebody would have had to have wrote it down. Who wrote it down first? Well, who fucking knows?
But why though? Yeah. So it's an interesting thing because um, it's like the year on the Ethiopian calendar is currently, I think it's currently 2000. Um,
Man, if I could go back 20 years, even, you know what I'm saying?
yeah. So Yeah, so
Bro, things would be
2000,
different.
so wait, 2001 began in 2008. So yeah,
Wow.
it's a very interesting thing. Um, so yeah, it's like the explanation is like while the world marks its passing of days according to the Gregorian calendar, Ethiopia has its own calendar, which is also known as the Jaizi calendar, based on the ancient Coptic calendar. The Ethiopian calendar is 7 to 8 years behind the Gregorian calendar, owing to alternate calculations in determining the date of an annunciation of the birth of Jesus. So yeah,
So this all has to it's all around a one birth of a deity.
so the Ethiopian calendar has 12 months and 30 days each, plus 5 or 6 additional days, sometimes known as the 13th month, which are added at the end of the year to match the calendar for the solar cycle. So this goes back into this kind of dips into some of the stuff that like Graham Hancock we're talking about as well, where it's like you start to see other civilizations that are more attuned to solar cycle have a completely different calendar, and the completely different calendar is attuned to a lot of the things that are going along with the solar system and going along with seasons, not this is a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. They're not doing any of that. It's more seasonal and celestial. So yeah,
Okay.
interesting stuff because the the phantom time is like that's refuted, but then you also have countries out there that are 7 to 8 years different than
What what calendar do you think, because there's all sorts of
yeah
calendars,
yeah
right? So
yeah
what kind of calendar do you think would make the best sense?
shit
Like, let's just say that the Gregorian calendar
yeah
wasn't actually the
right
one,
yeah yeah
right? Let's just say.
yeah
I would say probably lunar.
um yeah
It does, there's a lot to do with farming.
yeah it's kind of I mean it's an interesting thing. It's like rough search. It says there's 40 calendars. There's around 40 calendars that are still in use today. But
Is lunar one of
the
them?
main calendars used around the world are Gregorian, Jewish, Islamic, Hindu, Chinese, the Julian, and the Persian calendars. Gregorian calendar is
But those are man made.
all of them are. I mean,
The lunar calendar isn't.
well, but yes and no.
I mean, it's interpreted, but I mean,
Right,
it's pretty spot on.
right. So these are kind of like holy books. These are accounts of time based on a ruling interpretation: Gregorian, Jewish, Islamic, Hindu, Chinese, so on and so forth. When you're talking
Right.
about a lunar calendar, that's still, so to speak, human made or whatever, man made or whatever, because that's based on their account of cycles of the moon. So they're keeping track of time based on that lunar.
Based on that pattern, yeah.
Right. So to your point, it's nothing definitive like, say, a Gregorian where there's a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, as opposed to there's a span of time between this season or this lunar solar event
Right.
and then that's lunar solar event happening again. And so whatever amount of time there is from that, what happening at this point and happening again at that point, there's your their reference of time. And so You build up,
But there's Earth is a living, breathing thing,
right?
and
Not refuting it.
living, breathing things do
Not
that.
refuting that either.
Right, right. True, fair.
Not refuting any of that. It's a matter of people were making, like Graham Hancock talks about as well, people were making associations with the patterns they were seeing every night, and they were able to
Right,
track them across the sky for the time period that it took. And so then they began to associate, oh, okay, when Orion is here, this shit is happening on the planet. And we can do this, 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 and this during that time period, whether that's growing crops, whether that's crossing the ice in order to get over here to hunt. There's certain things like that. So then that knowledge gets passed along. It's like, hey, everybody, if you want to grow crops in this area,
that
do it
is
between this time and this time, which becomes harvest season or whatever, you know? And so
right.
is that a,
Harvest Moon.
yeah, so is that on the calendar? Likely. But it was more utilitarian. It was like, okay, we track this time because this is the time we need to do shit. We can't do this shit during the hard winter, but we can do it
Right.
when the ground is green and fertile, which is during this time. So if you have any plans of planting, doing, building, these are the times in which you do them. And that's why. There was no 40, there was no 24 hours in a day. There was no Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. There was no, you know what I'm saying? There was none of that stuff. So to
Right.
your question, which is the best, which is, uh, it depends on what you're using it for. Now, counting years and coming up with this, that, and the other. I mean, I don't know. To me, calendars, it gets kind of vain after a while. The more and more you think about it, it gets kind of vain to me. Solely because time is involved, and it's like, okay, time is kind of relative. I mean, especially,
And Precious.
well, especially when you take in space. Time is like, okay,
Hmm.
now define time that you're flying through space. You know, you got light years and all that kind of bullshit. Yeah, it's just,
Just the regular stuff.
for me, I think a lunar calendar is great. Um, but if you're not using it for that purpose, you know, are you like, if you're not using it for what is intended or what it was established for, then it's kind of like, okay, so what's the point?
Well, the moon and where it is at the sky and what's around it, it's all affected. It's metaphysical. It's like fucking hell, I don't know.
I mean, I get what you're saying. I'm not refuting what,
It's a multifaceted
yeah,
gem, you
I'm not
know?
refuting what you're saying. It's just a matter of that, that type of calendar or keeping of time was solely in order to associate a civilization's um, coordination with the planet and the seasons. If if you're not utilizing that knowledge, then it becomes a, what service is that calendar, so to speak?
Right.
What
Yes.
is that for you then if you're not even, if you're not, like, if you have this means of associate, okay, the ground is going to be fertile in this time period, the land is ready to freeze at this time period, so let's go ahead and store things up for them to make it through the winter. If you're not even, if you're not even trying to associate your lifestyle with that, then what's the point? I mean,
Right.
you're tracking the stars and you're able to know the moon, you know, the cycles of the moon, I mean, if you're doing that for your own kicks, then okay, fine. But if you're still living off of a Monday,
But especially back in the day, if you were doing that, because
right? But I'm talking about now.
I'm sure that the parents were like, we could be using you in a
Yeah,
farm situation. We don't need to go look at the fucking sky all the
right.
time,
But I'm talking about now.
But yes, but now.
Because back in the day, okay, yeah, that's when it was used. But now that people are living off of, hey, I got to put in 40 hours this week. Oh, okay, yeah. Well, how are you going to make up that time? Well, I guess I can work. I guess I can work an extra shift on a Saturday. Okay, well, calendars really don't mean a fuck then. It's a matter of I got to work this amount of time to make this amount of money so I can go to this drive-through and get my food. I'm not growing shit. What do I need a lunar calendar
Right.
for? It's night when it's night. I'm sleeping. Yeah, wake up and it's day. That's how shit gets done. No, where the moon is, I'm not really giving a fuck. You know what I'm
Fair.
saying? It's like
Yes,
I'm not really
absolutely.
looking at the stars. There's this bright shit in the sky. Is that a plane? I don't know. I'm going to sleep. It's so
Right. Good night.
yeah. I use Google Sky from time to time, and I would show people, and it would blow their fucking mind. It would blow their mind. It's like, hey, check this out, and people are like, wait, there's stars under us? Yeah,
Oh yeah, for sure,
yeah,
for
there's
sure.
stars under the around all around this planet are stars. I just thought the stars were above us. No, it's
Oh my
all
gosh.
over. What are
Right.
you talking? You're not even high. What are you talking about? You didn't know this? No, man, I didn't know this. Okay, so it took an app on my phone to reveal that to you. Yeah,
And then they got rid of it.
you never thought space is all around you. You just thought space is above. Yeah,
Right.
yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, I encourage anybody and everybody to use Google Sci. I love it. I love pointing up in the sky and just saying, "Where is this shit? Where is that shit?" And to your point, I don't know if have you ever used it?
Oh yeah. Yeah, they got rid of it though.
Yeah. Well, see if you can find it because it's worth using. Um,
Now I have other sky trackers,
I,
but
hmm,
Google Google Sky, they don't have it anymore.
no, Sky Map right here. I got it. Sky Map. That's
Oh,
the one I use. Sky
okay.
Map.
I was like, Google.
Yeah, Sky Map. Sorry. Sky Map is good because it labels everything for you. The other thing
Yes.
that's good about it is that you can. There's a feature on it where you can put in whatever fucking date you want, and it will change everything so you can see what it was like during that time period.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. I love it. You could also search.
Speaking of, we're gonna go take the dogs on a
Oh
walk.
yeah,
So I'm gonna be looking up at
yeah.
the
Do that.
sky. Maybe I'll get the app
All
out.
right, do that. Sky Map, worth it. All right, everyone.
I will.
Hope you enjoyed the episode. It was great.
That
It
was
was great to
fun.
catch up, and hope you enjoyed that nice healthy bowl of Conspiracy cereal.
Love that. So full.
Um, be sure to check us out. We got a lot more things that are in store. We're going to be finishing up an episode that we did earlier that we're going to be getting out. We're also going to be doing a part 2 to our gaming uh, episode,
I can't wait.
and we're going to be doing a homestead
Oh.
versus prepping
hmm
episode. That'll be coming up.
I cannot fucking
We
wait.
gotta,
So I think what I want to do you want to have anybody
yeah, I was
on?
going to say we get Dinosaur
Okay.
and I will have to talk
Because
about it a little bit more to figure out how we want to do that one. If we want to have people on, and if so, who, and then
I'll see
figure
what I
that
can
out. Yeah,
find.
we can talk
I'll
about
see
it
what I
more.
can find. If there's some yeah.
We can talk about it more.
I found a place where I could get local farms.
There you go.
Like where you could look up local farms. It's good stuff.
Well, everyone, I'm gonna go. I
Good
just finished
stuff.
my ginger ale, so that means the show is over. Thanks, lady, for your time. Hopefully,
Thank
you
you.
don't drill a hole in yourself. Love you.
I love you too. I got to waller it out a little bit
Yeah.
more because I'm trying to get my finger in there and I can't get it in there, and that's a problem.
Well, on that note,
So,
all right, y'all. See you later.
love
Okay. Love you too.
you. Bye.